New here? Let us catch you up. 3 years ago, we made a wild decision to buy a 50-year-old wrecked boat for just €1. It's been a roller coaster of hard work, challenges and incredible moments, but Seabird is finally coming together. And trust us, the best is yet to come. Welcome back! Last week you saw us putting the floorboards down. Finally, it's all done. Well, it's the subfloor, but it's done. Now all those floorboards are back up because we had to G4 the joists. So it's now here baking in the sun. We've done a couple of layers of G4. And we are now working on something totally different, and it's those filler caps on the deck that we're half done. We finally got the right weather for painting, so all the painting is done now and we're about to just put them on, finally! No more water coming inside the boat. Hello! This is one of those moments when I start to imagine the boat and how it's gonna look once it's finished. When you look at this little bit of the boat, it looks like it's done and perfect. But then there's still a lot of work to do. But these little jobs help to imagine the end result. So Stuart has been working in these backing plates. Well, this one is done now. So we're gonna be putting that underneath the deck and then the washers underneath this. Just so it's not holding on the washers and the forces are a bit spread on the deck. We don't want any leaks anymore.
Yeah, this one I just want to round the corners.
To make it pretty.
Yeah, you know how it is, you'll end up getting your coat caught on that and
Yeah, that looks nice. Is this a bit of what, nylon?
yeah.
Cool.
I know when you're thinking I'm rude with keeping the sunglasses on indoors, but when I was dremeling out the inside of the stripper rings, I got something in my eye, so I have to use the old trusted safety glasses.
Well, those are not really safety glasses.
Well, it's...
You could wear the transparent ones.
I'm dremeling, you know,
yeah,
a backing plate.
You just
so
want to look cool.
I just don't want people thinking I'm rude.
Whilst Stu is at that, I'm just gonna quickly over drill these holes and put some tape underneath to fill them. We decided to keep this bit of flooring because it's quite a small piece. We don't think it's that important to change it. We've checked, it's not rotten, even though it looks old, but it's not rotten. And if we wanted to replace this one, doing the tabbing would be impossible unless we got rid of all these walls, and we didn't want to do that. So we've kept that bit, and we're going to put a piece of wood attached to this so this board can sit on that. Don't know if it's the best decision, but it's the decision we've made. I knew you were gonna do that.
Just got to organise myself and hopefully okay. Yeah. It's just the forward one, honey. How far off are we? Oh. I hate doing backing plates. I can never really screw it. I can never really drill perfectly square on my back.
Good? What?
Hold on. Right. Where are you going next?
The one more aft.
Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
And?
Yeah.
Good?
Well, the hole's drilled, so...
Yeah, I'm sorry, honey, but it's very difficult to hear you.
No need to apologize.
We might need to get some of those marriage savers. Good?
Yeah.
Done. I'm gonna tape around the filler caps, so we're ready to Sika. And once I do that, Stuart's gonna put some wood filler on those holes on the back.
Yes, but it's cold. Where's the little heater?
We just went outside and it's cold. Okay, I'll leave the camera here for you.
Ooh, it's fresh. Yeah, as Marina was stating, we just got to put a tiny bit of epoxy here in these holes because we joined the original floor with the new floor. If we'd replaced the whole floor throughout, we would have had to dismantle the bed in both cabins, which it just would have been a nightmare. So I'm hoping that that tiny bit of floor should be sufficient, and it is literally a 1/6" bit of wood, because looking in this cabin, in this locker, it finishes, so I think 6 inches of original wood shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, the thing with epoxying in this weather, it's probably a couple of degrees too cold, so we have to do the old-fashioned trick of warming up the resin just to make it a tiny bit more fluid. Cheating a little bit, but to even that, just run it in front of the heater. You were with me for that. It took a couple of seconds and it doesn't come out like yogurt.
Yeah, what about in the house? Is that good?
Yeah, I think that would be alright. It's only going to leak.
Well, exactly, that's what we don't want.
Yeah, it's a freshwater problem though, isn't it?
Why would you put Sika on the place where I haven't put any tape?
Well, why would you not put tape where I'm going to put Sika?
Okay, touche.
I'll go inside. It's cold out here.
I'm gonna put it in.
Yeah, that's what she said. Well, that's what he said.
Yeah, you're getting a bit confused there. I'm going
Forward.
Yeah. Like that, nothing will get us stuck on the Sika.
Can hardly feel my hands, but we'll get there. Doing the second coat of the G-form, second, third, but that should be the final coat of the joists. Pretty happy. That means in the next few days everything can be put in place and thus forgotten about. At least make this softwood slightly more waterproof. Oh, we got 3 degrees in the boat today, but it's okay. Still wearing shorts. And surprisingly, the epoxy has gone off. The little heater trick always works. Alright, the epoxy hasn't gone off all the way. Have it. Give it a couple more days and that will be alright. Best get the heater in here then.
Nice. And the Seeker doesn't have anything stuck on it. I hate when that happens. I know it's not important for the sealing properties, but it looks prettier. Beautiful. We knew that after we finished the floor, we were gonna maybe need to add more supports under it, and that's exactly what happened. So here, where these 2 floorboards meet, which is an area of very high traffic right at the start of the corridor, it's a bit bouncy because there's nothing there. We've got this support here and that other one over there, but right in there there's nothing. So we're gonna add a little support here to make it stronger, because we realized walking on it that it just needs a little bit more strength because it goes down. So even though the floor is finished, it's never finished. We need to add that in there, and then we need to also add one more support on that bulkhead, like we did on the front, for those floorboards to sit also on that wall. But that's pretty easy work. Just the finishing touches. Also, I think we forgot to explain last week how the floor is gonna work. So any floorboard that is next to the hole is gonna be tabbed onto the hole, so we're not gonna be able to move it once it's in place. But we'll have inspection hatches like those ones. But then there's a lot of them that we'll be able to just lift up whenever we want to or need to. Like that one over there, and this big one here. They will have a hole here for the mast. But we'll be able to lift these 2 no problem, because just that little one will be tabbed in, and that one again. So here this long one will be tabbed in, and this one as well, but these big 2 in the middle won't be tabbed in. So we'll be able to lift this up whenever we need to inspect the tanks or to work on them. And same thing for the fuel tank. This whole middle section is gonna be probably screwed on, but we just have to unscrew it if we need to go in there. This whole corridor piece is gonna be tabbed in. We won't need to lift it for anything. We can inspect under there whenever we want from the engine room. And in here pretty much all of these will be tabbed in, so we won't be able to take them off. This will be under the shower and will be all tabbed in and sealed. And what we'll have is one inspection hatch in there to access the drain of the shower, and also to get better access to the stern tube area for the engine. And we'll have another one here to get access to the bolts of the P-bracket. So that's what we really like about the floor we've made, that we have made sure that we can access any important areas easily. Because we know a lot of boats where the whole floor is closed and you can't access except for like a few little hatches, but pretty cool that we can take this whole section off if we need to get access to the tanks. And this is just the subfloor. I know a lot of you like the look of the wood with the epoxy, very shiny and pretty, but it is just the subfloor. We'll be putting a floor on top of that, which we don't know yet what will be. But that is the plan, and that's how we've made it work. I don't know. What do you think? We think we have done a good job trying to think about the future and what we're gonna need access to, but hopefully we're not forgetting anything. Stuart realized yesterday that we have forgotten something, but we still can do it, and it's a little hole on the edge of one board for a pipe to go through. It's quite tricky to have to think about all the things you're gonna have to install when you don't even know what, how, or when you're installing stuff. But I think we've done all right. So there you go. That's the explanation of our floor project. Now let's get back to work.
Tiny little, but once it's in place I'll just buzz it with the sander and that should hopefully rectify most of it.
Yeah, that's enough, I think.
Yeah, say it's glue and screw.
Yeah.
See, so it's quite a big inspection hole. 200 is probably enough.
We have a new neighbor in the yard, and he suggested an exchange. He needed some wood, and in exchange he gave us this insulation that we will be able to use on the engine room. He's just finished doing his, and he had a lot of left over. I don't know if he will be watching, but thank you. Look at that. Perfection. Perfection is the enemy of boat work. And there's gonna be another support for the most aft floorboard.
It's the aftest.
The aftest.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll
You
just,
happy with that?
yeah, and we'll just make some long ones. For
the
the
hatch.
Yeah. And,
Or P-bracket inspection hatch.
see the water coming in.
No. We need to do a little bit of thinking now, because before we finish all the floor and put it all in place, we need to work underneath this fuel tank. I don't know if you can appreciate it on the camera, but the fuel tank is kind of shaped like the bilge, but it's not really sitting on the bilge. There is a gap underneath, so it's mostly sitting on the sides, on the edges here. And we know that once the fuel tank is full, that is not a good idea. The tank could split, and like we did with the water tanks, we need to create some kind of support so the weight is all spread around the bottom of the tank. So we're trying to see now what we need to do.
Oh, no way. Hey, look what I found.
Nothing. So I had an idea, which is using that foam that is behind Stuart to create two, I don't know how to call it, two kind of
Ribs.
but along like that, like this. So if there's any water in the bilge, it can run this way, no problem. So use the foam and fiberglass the foam in place. What we need to figure out is how high the foam needs to be, and also we'll probably need to do some kind of supports on the side as well, maybe with foam and fiberglass. Yeah, because it's just sitting on this corner, and even if we put something on the bottom, I think it's better to have more points of. What do you think?
Yeah.
Also, this tank looks a bit loose right now, but it's gonna be strapped somehow and really yeah, really solid in there so it doesn't move around when it's full. We're just winging this. We really don't know.
What do you mean we don't know? We just made a plan.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if it's the best plan.
Well, don't worry about the best plan. Just crack on. 380.
Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna try with 3 of these. These, I think we found in the bin, right?
Of course we found it.
But we don't care too much about what it is. It's gonna be totally sealed under fiberglass. So let's see if that's good. Okay, 3 is definitely too much. 2 of them is enough. It's already more solid, but still this whole section is in the air. Like, it's just sitting on this corner and on the bottom. I think we should put some kind of support along there. Let's do it. Things we don't need to.
It's either going to work or it's going to fail completely, and then we're going to have 230
Yeah,
litres.
exactly. That wouldn't be a fun thing.
Yeah, well, just bring up the bilge pump to go back into the fuel tank. Just like constant cycle.
That's not a bad idea.
We've got a water separator, so it's fine.
I would say let's build that brick first, shape it, ready for fiberglassing, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure we can do.
Stu's trying to see if it's a big enough hole to access the tube for the shaft. What do you think?
Yeah. 2 hands, hold on to the Jubilee clip, tighten it up.
And we also have some access from the engine room, because this still needs to be shaved a little bit. We don't know where yet.
Yeah, once we put the angle of the Smurf door on.
With a door here. Okay, you happy with that then?
Yeah, that should be alright.
So we just need to make a lip here and a lip here.
Yep. Here is the inspection hatch for the P bracket. So when we come to mount the P bracket, and to check that all the water's coming in good. Ideally no water coming in, obviously. So here are the 2 bolts. 2 there, and then another 2 there and there. And this the piece that holds it up. Let's see if I can job it all together. Let's give you a rough idea of how it will sit. Something like that.
Yeah, well, it's not fixed yet, so it's pretty tricky to show. And that is the last of the puzzle, right? It's done. We've got all the inspection hatches and everything.
Yeah.
And then it's just epoxying all this and done.
This area isn't a lot. There shouldn't be a lot of traffic because the door will hinge this way.
Yeah, there's a
So
door
essentially,
here.
it will cover most of it. It's only so we've got access to the two Jubilee clips that will be on the stern tube to hold in the blue thing.
And the blue thing is the lip seal.
Yeah, the lip seal. The no water coming in thing.
The thing. The thingy.
Yeah, you know the thing.
The thingy that keeps the water from coming in through. Now we can definitely say that the floor is done. Well, still need to epoxy the boards, but like the support, that's it. Good?
Yeah, should be right.
I think I'm gonna need more resin.
Same again?
Probably a bit less. Yeah, quite a bit less.
Half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Se acabó. That's it for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. It is Friday, 3:30 in the afternoon right now, so this is being recorded the same day that the video is coming out. And I'm just here at Seabird checking and seeing what Stuart is up to. He's making a lot of noise, and I think he's working on the engine bed. Finally. Yeah. I'm gonna see if he wants to say goodbye. Yeah, I don't want to go in there because it stinks of fiberglass, but you want to say something?
Yeah, well, as you can see, I've got my suit on. That means we're on another job. Just starting to do something different, but you'll have to keep watching to find out what. But that will all be for next week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, at least the start of it. You know how it is. Got to start somewhere. And that is it for this week. So it's my turn to say thank you all.
Cheers for watching. Thank you to everyone.
Yeah, thank you everyone that has helped, subscribed, commented, liked. What else do people normally do?
Aw,
It's Friday night,
come on.
have a couple of beers, watch a bit of DIY sailing. Good times. Thank you for all the comments. It really went crazy last week. It's nice to know that there's a lot of positive feedback for our little DIY channel out there. And yeah, pretty much that's it. Somebody bought us a load of low friction rings, so we don't know who it is, but thank you so much. I'm really excited because that means I get to do some more Dyneema splicing, which is one of my favourite things.
Yay!
Yeah, we're working on another job, hence the white suit, as I've said. And yeah, thanks to the Patreons, as always. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week.
Nice.